Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalists of Southold, formerly the First Unitarian Church of Southold. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we welcome you. Today we are gathering on the traditional lands of the Amin-Hansuk Nation. My name is Mark Sisson, and I am the President of the Board of Trustees and a member of this congregation. We are so glad to see you, whether you are visiting for the first time or come often. If you are not on our mailing list or email list, please sign our guest book on the welcome table as you enter from the parking lot. You will then receive the Free Spirit newsletter each month and hear about upcoming events. Copies of the newsletter are on the action table to the left as you enter behind me. Please like us. Please follow us on our YouTube channel, Unitarian Universalists of Southold at YouTube. We stream our services there, and you can find past services archived. The action table has other information that you may find interesting. There is also hand sanitizer and masks for your use, although they are not required at this time. We offer many ways to serve this community, from providing hospitality, flowers, or ushering on Sunday mornings to joining our action committee and others. Please stay after the service for coffee, refreshments, and lively conversation. On the back of your order of service are several announcements. One would be that tonight or this afternoon at 5 o'clock, there will be a concert with the Mud Flats String Band. If for no other reason, you should come to find out why they call themselves Mud Flats. You can also find on the action table the UU bingo game. And I'll tell you, I've already won, so if you guys want to come in second, that's fine. September 23rd and continuing weekly, there is yoga and meditation here in this room with Nancy Bayless at 10:30. On September 26th, the North Fork Action Center will meet here in this room at 4 p.m., followed by the book club Mary Casey Autocracy Incorporated, featuring Ann Applebaum. September 28th, there's a Sunday service, Let's Talk About the Retreat with Susan Johnson. September 30th, our board meeting will be held in person in the small meeting room and by Zoom. All are welcome. On Sunday, October 5th, the Sunday service is Compassion Fatigue with Reverend Valerie. October 7th, there will be the Covenant Group Cultivating Compassion at 4 p.m. We also have the opportunity to join Reverend Valley and the Social Action Committee for a book discussion on the book Social Change Now, A Guide for Reflection and Connection by Deepa Iyer. This book helps us reflect on our individual talents, needs, and questions whether we can engage in social change ecosystems. Please RSVP to firstunminister at optonline.net no later than October 5th, or you can see Reverend Valerie after the service today. Are there any other brief announcements? In that case, it's time to greet your neighbor.
If you could join me in reading the words printed in your order of service as Mark lights our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Our opening words this morning are those of David Breeden. When it feels like lament is the only sound and need, the only way of being. Here is that one warm room where you know you belong. You know it is waiting, open and ready. Here is that place you remember where you are remembered in this too cold world. This place calls now, softly, come into the circle where you know that you belong. If you could join me in our opening hymn, number 188, Come, Come, Whoever You Are. We're going to sing this 5 times. It's almost a round. It is a round. So just do it 5 times, as you're willing and able. Join me for our words of affirmation, followed by our doxology. Love is the spirit of this congregation, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Take up the offering for the work and witness of the Unitarian Universalists of Southold. This morning's offering will now gratefully be received.
Now is the time in our service where we drop a stone in the water and share a joy or concern.
So my weekly need for a gazillion stones for everything that's going wrong, it's just like one week is scarier than the next. It's so disturbing. But I was heartwarmed by the lovely reception that the UK gave our fearless leader. That was fun to see. And then there's a personal stone, not of concern, just of sorrow. So I had that cold, and so now when I've tried to sing, my top notes sound weird, so I can't sing that high. But worst of all is my vibrato has begun to wobble. But now Charlotte says she can help me with that. So there's a slight hope that I could still continue to perform. So I won't be singing for quite some time until we get this worked out. So that's my personal. And one more, thank you for all being here. I'm here, that you're here.
I have two. One is for Robert Redford, loved him. Yeah. And the other is I had a nice conversation with Nancy Wisman, sorry, yesterday, and she's on her way back, and she'll be here today, late today.
This is a joy because tomorrow is Charlotte's birthday. So I think we should all sing happy birthday to her. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Charlotte. Happy birthday to you.
stone for those joys or concerns that go unspoken. Let us remember that there are always joys and concerns that go unspoken for many reasons, but we are not alone as we hold one another.
A reading this morning is from Ken Collier. Part of the ugliness of my heart is the ugliness of the clear-cut forest. Part of the fear of my heart is the fear in the heart of the ghetto, as well as in the heart of the gated community. Part of the anger in my heart is the anger in the heart of an abused child. The ignorance and sloth and greed in the world is reflected in my heart. How shall I lead? How shall I heal? How shall I overcome these things in my heart if I do not work to overcome them in the world? How shall I approach the divine if I turn from its appearance in the world? Even in the person of the least of these, my relatives all around me. Wake me up when I am wiser. I wish that I knew now what I knew then, when I was younger. No, wait, let me get that right. I wish what I know now I knew when I was younger. I'm of two minds about that. All of me, why not take all of me? My good side says, take that carrot, my somewhat self-destructive side says, take that piece of cake. There are so many ways in which we speak of the human condition as layered, and the psyche, the internal self, as multifaceted, unfinished. For we are a species forever seeking states of rest and states of flow, happiness, contentment. But we are also forever at war within ourselves. We are a species whose natural condition is to feel self-contradiction and internal restlessness. But yet, we are constantly seeking those places where we can belong, where we can lay those burdens down. And belonging has been our theme this month. Where have you felt belonging? The Rotary Club, the book club, the pickleball club, the gym. A club for people who find buried treasure, detectorists. Alumni groups, subcultures like goths or punks. You name it, there is a coming together, a place of gathering, an invitation to belong, a community of faith, a system or a family or a grouping, where all of us find ourselves at one stage or another. But for all those countless places and means of finding belonging, belonging is a precious, elusive thing. It is not always easy to feel at peace, to find people who allow you to feel comfortable in your own skin. Many times our upbringing or society have taught us the value of self-criticism, and they sell us endless pathways for self-improvement. It's no wonder that we swim in feelings of estrangement from ourselves. Advertising only works if we're certain we need something and must have it. If only we could belong to the group of Mercedes owners then. Perhaps we wouldn't feel so badly about ourselves. Perhaps we would feel like we have arrived, like we belong somewhere. And then there are our families of origin. By the time we come into our own values, ethics, and beliefs, our family of origin may differ so substantially from us in that regard that the belonging, any belonging they may offer us, is a painful one. Even our jobs can grant us a sense of conflict internally, as we might earn a livelihood doing things that pursue profit for the few at the expense of justice, in contradiction of our own ethics. The psychological discipline, the psychology discipline of internal family systems recognizes the truth of conflicts within ourselves, rather than just a means of reorienting our behavior patterns or looking at our actual families and how they got us to where we are. Internal family systems recognizes that each human being is made up of emotions and impulses which may all have the aim of helping the self, but yet are still in conflict with one another. The animated film, Inside Out, illuminates this perfectly. In that feature, the filmmakers give you a backstage glimpse of the emotions of 10-year-old Riley, as joy, sadness, anger, disgust, and fear oversee her memories. She's navigating in the film a major upheaval in her life, moving from Minnesota to Arizona. And things go off the rails when she can't play hockey. The emotions within Riley struggle to help her out through this crisis, with joy in particularly seeking to wrest control away from sadness, and the subsequent journey towards repair with these competing emotions, all seeking different solutions to prevent Riley from losing all the good memories that she once had and sinking into depression. Well, it only resolves itself when the emotions start to cooperate in a profound way. The message of the film is a poignant one, I think, that we often forget. That it is possible, even when we are in the midst of extreme emotions of anger or despair, to hold multiple truths within us at the same time. If we remember this truth, then perhaps we can learn how to forgive ourselves a bit more and also others, knowing that the conflicts they hold, the histories they have experienced, the growth they are still experiencing is partly a result of their struggle to let go of solutions and emotions that might not be serving them any longer. If we are always seeking belonging as we become adults, then surely this quest begins when we acknowledge the fact of our own internal multitudes. Think of your own spiritual and intellectual journey, the way in which you came to believe what is most trustworthy and worthy of your time, your effort, your sacrifice. When we think of belonging, it's easy to think of a town or a family, a nation, an age group, even an ethnicity. But what about the values and aspirations that you belong to? And how did you know that you had arrived at those set of values and beliefs that you were willing to work for and make more abundant on the earth in concert with others? Are you certain about those values and beliefs now? Or do you think that there is a possibility that you might belong elsewhere later, spiritually, ethically, even religiously? People like me, people who get up here Sunday after Sunday, representing a certain tradition, attempt to speak about a certain set of spiritual and ethical values. I like to think that there is certainty and deep belonging, even within my own tradition, even within a tradition that affirms values over dogma and lacks one central scripture. But the human condition teaches us otherwise, that perhaps our experiences are not always wired for that. Our Unitarian Universalist value of pluralism, as it flows from love, calls on us to see the many different ideas, spiritual teachings, experiences, and backgrounds as instructive to our ongoing formation. This is integral to the value of love as a guiding force, because a rigid, one-size-fits-all understanding of wisdom is not a loving one, it's a controlling one. So when Walt Whitman wrote The Song of Myself, he wrote a poetic invocation of the varieties of human experience, casting his gaze across all the individuals one could encounter in the United States of 1850s, He found himself in a mirror, in himself, a mirror of that vastness, that contradiction, that complexity. Listener up there, what have you to confide in me? Look in my face where I snuff the sidle of evening. Talk honestly. No one else hears you, and I stay only a minute longer. Do I contradict myself? Very well. Then I contradict myself. I am large, and I contain multitudes. So how will we embrace our vast and complicated both and many that Unitarian Walt Whitman spoke about? How does this challenge us to live out the UU value of love? I believe that we can only be powerful, we can only be comfortable in our own skin if we acknowledge that there are parts of us that are going to hurt and stay hurt long after the thing that caused us to hurt is over and gone. That within me and within you is a bully and a kind person, a person who wants to make friends, and a person who wants to shrink from the world, a person who appears brave, and a person who just wants to give up, a person who is kind, and a person who is mean, all at once in the same person. And if we are going to create places of belonging, spiritual homes that help us grow and navigate that reality, then we are going to have to acknowledge both the poetry of this truth as well as its potential perils. It is impossible to offer belonging to all people at all the time. It is impossible to see to every hurt, every confusion. But it is possible to trust in the abundant love that offers companionship to the messiness as well as the wholeness, to the confusion as well as the clarity, if we would take this work up. Amen. Blessed be. Ashe and Shalom.
Thank you, Valerie. I would like to tell everyone who cares behind it, I'm playing the hymn actually at this 3:18. I thought if I play it, you might want to look it up. It's right in the hymn, but don't sing. Okay?
Our meditation words are those of Rod Richards. It's all very well to speak of an interdependent web of life and remind us that we are all connected. We are. But there are times when the loneliness strikes so deeply that the only thing of which I am certain is that I am a solitary being. There are times when the only piece of belonging I can feel is the longing. There are times when the interdependent web feels like a mess of cobwebs in a basement or an attic of the abandoned house where I live. Times when the spirit of life and love are just words written in invisible ink on a postcard to myself. Wish you were here. Be with me now. Don't try and talk me out of how I feel with perfect theology. Stay beside me and carry my hope until I am ready to hold it again and be there for you. If you could rise in body or in spirit and sing with me the first 3 verses, verses 1 through 3 of number 128. Number 128 in your gold, gray hymnals, for all that is your life. Rise in body or in spirit. Our closing words this morning are those of Theodore Parker. Be ours a religion which like sunshine goes everywhere. Its temple, all space. Its shrine, the good heart. Its creed, all truth. Its ritual, works of love. Its profession of faith, divine living. If you could join me as I extinguish our chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Thank you.